Israel has sent dozens of surface-to-surface missiles at targets in Iran's west as the two arch-enemies traded heavy blows for a third day. The assault came as Israel's prime minister said that Iran would pay a heavy price for civilian deaths and even speculated that the Iranian regime may fall. While Iran says more than 100 people have been killed since the start of the fighting, Israel's attacks are focused on oil depots and facilities linked to Iran's nuclear program in Tehran. Satellite pictures show a huge fire burning at the Shan oil refinery. In Israel, at least 10 people have been killed and many more injured. A missile has hit Haifa tonight, and several other cities also came under attack. The UK has sent RAF fighter jets to Cyprus, and its Foreign Office has advised against all travel to Israel. This is a war Israel's leaders have long prepared for. Its citizens are catching up fast. Rescue teams were again out tonight after direct hits from Iranian missiles in Haifa and Kiryat Yam. The price of failure for Israel's air defenses is already written on neighborhoods like Bat Yam. A direct hit to an apartment block caused such destruction that 20 surrounding buildings are now due to be demolished. Rescue workers pulled a seventh victim from the debris tonight, with others still missing. Injured residents climbed over rubble lining the streets. This is a different kind of attack than Israel is used to. Its leadership wanted to strike Iran. While it was weak, but Iran is still strong enough to do serious damage. Survivors described loud explosions, thick dust, and smoke filling the air. One woman recounted how her elderly mother was injured in the head and arms, saying, "I'm trying not to cry." 3 days into the war, many Israelis believe the conflict is worth the cost. In an American interview, Israel's leader was asked if regime change in Iran was a goal. He said it could certainly be the result, claiming Iran's regime is weak and that 80% of Iranians would overthrow it if given the chance. In Iran, panic is growing as Israel continues to strike Tehran. Among the buildings hit was the Justice Ministry. Iranian media reports over 100 people killed since the conflict began. Iran's foreign minister claimed that the war was not desired and that they had been focused on diplomacy over the nuclear program. He said they were forced into war and will now defend themselves. Israel announced it had attacked 80 targets in Iran, including a major oil refinery north of Tehran. Officials say many more targets remain. The Iranian government is now activating emergency shelters across the country, preparing mosques, metro stations, and schools to protect civilians. Though foreign journalists are restricted in Iran, footage from social media is documenting the destruction. Authorities have asked people not to film the attacks, but many continue to do so. Videos capture everything from explosions to cheers for air defense teams. Though Iran's air defense is no match for Israel's Iron Dome, it has managed to intercept several drones. Civilians report sleepless nights, high anxiety, and traumatic memories of the Iran-Iraq war, only now without sirens or advance warnings. In a recent message to the Iranian people, Israel's leader called on them to rise up and topple the regime. Among the opposition figures in exile is the former crown prince from the 1979 revolution, who has close ties to Israel and sees an opportunity for regime change. He argued that the clerical regime is the root of Iran's problems and that its removal is the only solution. Yet many Iranians critical of the government do not view Israel as an ally. One woman said, "I'm not a supporter of the Iranian government, not at all, but in this situation, I feel a sense of unity among the people. We definitely won't back down against Israel. Whether enemy or not, Israel has forced Iranians to confront the harsh reality of war. The regime's future is more uncertain than ever, but for the Iranian people, the road ahead may get worse before it gets better. Every night sirens continue to sound, and missile warnings are constant." Israel has now occupied Iranian airspace for nearly 3 days, taking out many of its air defenses and targeting a wide range of military, nuclear, and energy facilities. Today, Israel announced the killing of the head of intelligence for Iran's Revolutionary Guards, Israel's military leadership has said operations will intensify. This raises critical questions. Will the U.S. assist Israel in targeting hard-to-reach nuclear sites? Will other allies like the UK help defend Israel? And does Israel have an actual exit strategy for this war? The UK has sent fighter jets to the region for contingency support. Though details are not public, they include Eurofighter Typhoons and Voyager refueling aircraft. RAF Cyprus in Cyprus, just over 300 kilometers from Tel Aviv, is a key base, allowing rapid projection of power in the region. The UK also maintains army battalions in Cyprus and a naval base in Bahrain, along with mine clearance vessels and a Type 23 frigate. The HMS Prince of Wales carrier group also passed through recently. Special forces are also reportedly active, though locations remain classified. The UK government insists its reinforcements are for asset protection, not offensive operations. Still, Iran has warned that UK bases could be targeted if they intervene, and with limited missile defense capability, British facilities are vulnerable. The message from the UK remains de-escalation and protection of existing assets amid growing regional instability. President Trump has called on both sides to reach an agreement and even suggested a peace deal may be possible. Reports have emerged that he rejected a recent Israeli plan to assassinate Iran's supreme leader. U.S. officials say Trump's stance was firm. Without a direct attack on Americans, political assassinations are off the table. While the U.S. is supporting Israel defensively by intercepting missiles, it maintains that it is not involved in offensive operations. Trump warned Iran that any attack on U.S. interests would provoke a devastating response. He also expressed optimism about reviving nuclear talks, saying that this conflict might actually make a deal easier. At this hour, both Israelis and Iranians brace for another night of heavy bombardment. Diplomacy appears to have stalled. The war continues, with no clear end in sight.